Power and authority are forces which dictate our everyday lives. Who we follow and why we follow them builds our fundamental beliefs and behaviours. In terms of sociology, authority is defined as legitimate power that one person or group holds over another, and how that power is exercised. Sociologist Max Weber defined authority as the chance of commands being obeyed by a specifiable group of people. Legitimate authority is that which is recognised as legitimate and justified by both the ruler and the ruled. Weber divided authority into three types: legal rational, traditional, and charismatic. These types of authority are seen all throughout history and in modern society, and I will display these during this video. The first type, legal rational authority, depends on formal rules and established laws of the state for its legitimacy. Modern societies depend on legal rational authority quite heavily. The police and government officials are the best example of this form of authority, with a legal precedent or voting system being the basis of their authority. Australian government is a good example of this, with the authority figures gaining power due to a democratic vote, like the one seen earlier this year with Scott Morrison and Bill Shorten, with the loser of this election losing their claim to authority. This kind of authority creates a competition for the power, making each potential leader need to vie for the public support and followership, as exemplified in this short clip.
Now is not the time to turn back.
It is time for change.
I think you're better for you than Bill Shorten is for you.
End the chaos. Vote for change. Vote Labor.
Who do you trust?
Keep the promise of Australia in this generation and the next.
At this election, you have the power to change our country for the better.
The second type of authority, traditional authority, derives from long-established customs, habits, and social structures. When power passes from one generation to another, it is known as traditional authority. The regime or rule of traditional monarchs and patriarchs provides an obvious example. The royal family in England are the standout example of this form of authority, with their only claim to power being their traditional familial ties to the nation, meaning that when the main figurehead dies, the next one in line takes their place almost immediately.
Phase 1, D-Day. According to The Guardian, on the day the Queen dies, Edward Young, the Queen's private secretary, will be the first official to convey the news, setting Operation London Bridge into full gear. And at the exact moment in which she passes, Prince Charles will become king, and Camilla will become queen-ish.
The third type of authority is charismatic authority. Here, the charisma of the individual or the leader plays an important role in their power. Charismatic authority is the authority which is derived from the leader's claims to a higher power or inspiration that is supported by his or her followers. Martin Luther King Jr. exemplifies this form of authority as a man who gained followers by his aura and his ability to make people believe in him, leaving a lasting effect on those who followed him.
I grew up hearing Dr. King. There was something about his voice, maybe about his appeal.
Dr. King had collected a lot of social themes and couplets and words and language, and he brought all the best of those years of speaking together in one gloriously magnificent moment.
I have a dream.
When he spoke that day on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, he was preaching.
Authority figures hold power over society, gaining this power through many avenues. Thanks to Weber, we understand these avenues and we can understand why authority figures have as much influence as they do.